Welcome to Scope of Life. My name is Egwin. Welcome to another part of our How to Walk Correctly tutorial. Now, last time I've been talking about this aspect of placing the heel on the ground and then actually letting go the ball of the foot that then opens up the knee to the front. This time I'm going to show you the next step, the next exercise that you can actually use in order to get one step by step closer to implementing this method into your real life and into your regular walking. The exercise itself is actually quite simple, or rather it looks simple. You have one leg, that's your standing leg. Right now my right leg is going to be my standing leg. My left hip is pulled backwards and my left heel is on the ground. What I'm doing from here, notice my right leg is slightly bent. What I'm doing from here is I'm going to let the ball of the left foot drop to the ground. This automatically, according to what we learned in the last video, this will eventually pull my knee and my left hip to the front. From there, so now my weight is pretty much evenly distributed between the left and the right leg. I shift my weight to the left foot, but I keep opening my hip to the right side and step through. Now the right heel is on the ground. From here, I let the right ball of the foot drop and my hip turns to the left. Now I shift my weight to the front. I step through with my left hip still in the rear. Really important here, do not try to make a long step. Now if you look at that, when I'm doing it, so from this position, look how short this step is. Here is one foot, here is the other. It's like literally the step is this short. From this position, I just let the right ball of the foot drop. And I allow this hip rotation. This hip rotation will do a couple of things. First of all, it tells the body to use rotation in regular walking, which is important. We're going to come to that a little later. And it also mobilizes the hip joints. So this exercise, obviously, no one is ever going to walk like this on a regular day, just walking from here to there. No, once again, this is an exercise that teaches you about weight shift, an exercise that teaches you about hip mobility, an exercise that teaches you about letting the ball of the foot drop and let that be the first step of the weight shift. In the last exercise, I said it's really important that when you let the ball of the foot drop, you do not place your weight into the front heel immediately. So it's not I push from the rear leg to the front, it's rather this let the ball of the foot drop and let myself be pulled to the front. Due to the torque we have right now, due to this rotation we use right now, this is even increased. So this weight shift happens even more rapidly. This is actually the next step that I want you to feel, that I want you to have experience with in order to be able to then implement it in your regular step. Again, couple of points of interest here. It is important that your knees keep being aligned with your toes. So if you look at my right knee now is pointing towards the right toes. My left knee is actually pointing to the front as well, but my hip is turned. So very important here, don't do anything like that. Now my hip is facing to the left, but my right knee is also facing to the left. What I want is my right knee facing to the front, my hip facing to the left. Now I let the left ball of the foot drop. But notice this, my hip is turned to the right, my left knee goes to the front. My left knee is not pulled in like so. My left knee goes to the front. And that's really important here. When we do this exercise, the knees are always pulling towards the front and never go like that or like that. So this is really important in this exercise. This is there for several reasons. First of all, for clarity of movement. Second of all, in order not to hurt your knee joints. And thirdly, to make sure that the hip does the work and that we have this mobility aspect in the hip joint. So let me show you this exercise again. I'm back here, left foot is in front. I let the left ball of the foot drop. My hip turns to the right. The left knee is pointing exactly to the front. Now in this position, my hip is still turned to the right. I shift the weight to the left leg as much as possible in order, as much as needed in order to stand on top of it. Then I keep my hip turned to the right and I just simply place my right leg through. But my hip is still turned to the right. Now I let the right ball of the foot drop. My hip turns to the left. Now I pull my left leg through. I let the left ball of the foot drop, and now I pull the right leg through, and so on. Coordination-wise, this exercise isn't the most easiest on the planet. I know that, because many people, especially this movement, many people find that difficult, which is strange, because what this movement is simply an exaggeration of what we do in a regular step. If we walk normally, we do not go like this. Remember? We talked about this John Wayne style walking when I was talking about the counter-rotation aspect of my shoulder. And if you look at it like that, right hip goes to the rear, left shoulder to the front. Now this is my counter-rotation. This is actually the increased version of this counter-rotational aspect. But now in a combined way, we combined the counter-rotation with the placement of the heel and letting the ball of the foot drop down, and then it pulls my lower leg and it pulls my knee to the front. So that's what we're doing right now. We combine the counter-rotation part, so something that's very high in the body, with something that's very low in the body, with my leg and with my foot and with actually my ankle. And we coordinate them via our body center. And this is what this exercise is all about. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them in the comment box below, please. Some of you have asked whether or not there is going to be more information on how to walk on different grounds, how to walk, say, up a steep hill and stuff like that. Yes, a couple of those videos are shot in part. So I have parts of those videos already, especially the walking on uneven ground and walking on steep hills. Just gotta put some words more or less to it. So they will come in the near future, so no worries about that. Still, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box. Wish you a wonderful time. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't so far. And if that's your first one to join in, then just jump back and check out the rest of how to walk correctly or any other video on my channel. Have a wonderful time. See you around soon. I'm looking forward to your feedback and yeah, to more new interesting videos. Take care. Bye.